Welcome to the Great Wrestling Debate.
Fans wanted something else. They still loved pro wrestling, but they didn't want what Vince McMahon was really giving them.
There was no direction. You could see it deteriorating right in front of our faces.
So bad and so in the toilet, and none of it made any sense. There is only so much bad television you can watch before you stop wasting your time.
Yes, and welcome to the Great Wrestling Debate, everybody. On this, I guess Wayne's last edition here.
Yes, my last one.
Unsubscribed, yes.
I did, even though the show wasn't bad. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think we can all agree.
I might. I don't know. I might resubscribe for 32, maybe.
Yeah, see what happens.
But then again, I mean, it's like when they did their conference call the next day on Monday, and they were plugging in. They got 1.3 million subscribers on the network. I'm like, that's great. Where's the number going to be 4 months from now?
Right.
Because the number was high because it was Mania, and I think that's why the network. I think that's why some people the stock actually dipped $2 after that announcement got made. Because I think there were some messages going that might be as high as you see for 2015 until next year's Mania, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
And if that's the case, I can't really call the network a success then, because that's not the point of the network. The point is you need long-term guys, people like on Netflix, to have theirs every month in that. Not I'm just gonna just subscribe when Mania pops around every year and that. So no, I mean, so I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I didn't think it was a bad show though.
No, I mean neither. Again, I mean we've been talking about it for weeks how the hype for the build-up was just kind of weak across the board.
By the way, did you get that intro from that? It was some video about. It was like some parody video about the history of WWE, the rise and fall of WWE.
Yeah, that's exactly where I got this from.
The funny thing is that the audio. Those were actual interviews there, but it was like it was like from the rise and fall of WCW, like some of these other like
the way they figured it out,
they like bashed other companies in that.
I saw that and I figured that's a good new intro here. Put together.
And then while they're explaining it, they're actually showing action stuff on the current product that's going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's why we call it the Great Wrestling Debate. We debate the problems with this organization, and sometimes good stuff.
But I did laugh my ass off when I saw that. I don't know. Another one was
it was hilarious.
It was I don't know. It was pretty much they were hyping up NXT and like New Japan and Lucha Underground and even the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
Mania there. But the whole point was that they were told. Like the way they were supposed it felt like something out of like Epic Trailer or something like that.
Yeah.
Or so it's like Honest Trailer. Like, there's a guy doing a voiceover.
Yeah.
He's like, and he's supposed to be doing a voiceover for WrestleMania, but all he keeps doing is doing a voiceover for all these different wrestling products and that. And he keeps being told by like somebody in WWE, he's like, dude, you're supposed to do WrestleMania, but it's like no one's really excited for that though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So let's start, I guess, with the kickoff.
Yeah, I guess the pre-show.
Pre-show, yes.
Which included, the tag team belt match and then the
Andre battle. That got bumped to the pre-show, which might explain who won the NXT tournament in that.
Yeah.
It's getting somebody who I thought was even going to win it. Win it even when he won the tournament in that. I was kind of shocked with that name, but Tommy's not going to complain about it. Yeah. But no, Fatal 4-Way match wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Obviously, the funny bit was where they had did the angle of Jay. Because he actually did have like a shoulder injury in that, so Cesaro didn't waste any time just throwing him into a corner, and then he's gone. And I don't know. Cesaro and Kane were great. I mean, like I said, everybody pretty much took a bump in that match. Like even Natalya and Naomi and El Torito were taking bumps in that match too. I don't know. It was good. It wasn't a bad match. I mean, it was. It was on the pre-show, but it wasn't bad.
Then Big Show wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people were complaining about that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I definitely. I'm not gonna lie. There was a great moment with a New Day's double teaming him, and it looks like he's gonna go out, but somehow he kind of like pulls a Shawn Michaels and he's just able to hang on, and his feet are not touching the ground somehow. In that, I mean, that did kind of impress me a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I figured as soon as Mizdow out, I said whoever won the NXT tournament was going to win.
Yeah.
I also thought Finn Balor and Neville were going to be the winners. It ended up being Hideo Itami, who I know is maybe at least a good 2 more years down in NXT before he's maybe come up to the main roster yet. Although, once again, it's good for him there. Although, I don't think getting tossed out by the Big Show in one of the... I mean, he just got thrown out. It wasn't very easily in that, so... I don't know. I figured Big Show might win, too, when they kept hyping up the whole... He never won a Battle Royal.
Yeah, ironically enough.
This giant never won a Battle Royal. And it's it's not that hard to believe, because if you actually watch Battle Royals in the past, he gets double-teamed a lot. So he always got thrown out by multiple people in that. I was actually shocked how long they had Cesaro in it, but I guess because he won it last year, they wanted to at least give you that belief that he would be a back-to-back winner. Yeah. They even had him try to body slam Big Show again out. And except this time, I guess it ended up as he was further out from the ropes, so he couldn't. Only last year where he was right there. Here he had to actually move a few steps, and he couldn't do it. Though he did body slam Kane out very easily as well. So I don't know. Like I said, Ryback got tossed out. They pretty much had everybody in there. Even Bo Dallas was in there, a guy who really no one's in. Yeah. So pretty much they had the entire. Even they had everybody from the tag team match earlier in there as well. So they pretty much just anybody who wasn't on the main card was in this battle royal. Right, yeah. Who wasn't injured. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the one problem with Mizdow winning now is just maybe they got something planned for this guy, but I'm also looking at it as really after Miz, where did he go with this character? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and once again, no offense, the guy comes across as Santino Morello right now. I like the guy. Yeah. I think he's better than Santino was, but he's a comedy character. Yeah. So, I know everybody was going berserk and crazy, and they were loud Mizdow chants and that, but for a second, they were going to try to pull a Crispin Wall on the Big Show a bit. Yeah. Well, no, because if you watch the 2004 Royal Rumble match, that's how Benoit took out the Big Show at the win of Royal Rumble. He kind of had Show leaning forward, and he kind of had to use his own body weight to try to get him out. Wasn't the case. He kind of just choke slammed him out though. But I don't know. I mean, was it once again? All I could say is hopefully this is a sign that maybe he's retiring soon, and this was just the one to go on a high note. Yeah. That's probably not the case, Yeah. And so that's probably a good point. Is why do you keep saying Big Show can't retire soon here? Did you not realize that some of the top matches here featured guys almost into their 50s?
Yeah. Where you combine both their age and it adds up to 100.
Yeah. So like I said, it wasn't a bad battle royal. Once again, it wasn't the finish I would have gone with, but it wasn't I would say I was flipping out.
I guess there's an accolade for Big Show,
Yeah.
The Andre the Giant.
I mean, but that makes sense. It's almost the whole deal with now retirement. Besides that, that's mostly the whole deal of R-Truth. That's why he was in that ladder match. It was supposed to be because he was going to retire soon. They wanted to at least give him some WrestleMania match, and then before he got sent out. I mean, R-Truth is 43 years old right now. I mean, the guy actually has been in the business for a very long time. So, and I can't see this guy saying, especially right now, they're not doing anything with him really.
Right. Yeah.
I could see why it's okay, let's give him one WrestleMania match before he wants to call it quits. Then pretty much. So I guess we can start off with that.
The ladder. Yeah. The Intercontinental Championship. I thought it was a pretty entertaining match. I mean, it had its big moments, like that superplex off the ladder with Wade Barrett, and it looked awkward.
And Cody Rhodes,
and then of course Dean Ambrose getting powerbombed through a ladder from the ring.
Suppose he cut open his ear though when they did that spot. That's the reason why he had paramedics going over there to check on it. Yeah. Supposedly that's what happened.
I mean, the ladder was cracked in half. If you so.
Well,
whatever. I mean, however they figure that out. I mean, it's
because they're those kind of
designed.
It's designed like that.
To do that.
It's designed. I mean, and those aren't. I don't want to say they don't hurt. Because I was going to say I've heard plenty of guys who wrestle these ladder matches and they think that this guy's always gotten impaled by a ladder accidentally and died in the ring.
Yeah.
Because it's a cluster. When you have 7 guys in there, it's a cluster. So I don't know. I mean, it was kind of funny though with the two hottest guys that got a reaction were Bryan in the beginning, and you had Michael Cole saying, "Well, it opened up last year. We closed last year's Mania with WrestleMania. We opened up this Mania with WrestleMania and so on." Ambrose had a massive reaction. I'm still surprised how over this guy is, despite how big of a loser he's been booked in a year, pretty much. I mean, he might be a big star yet if somebody creative gets behind, gets their head out of their ass backstage somewhere and actually
pushes Dean Ambrose. Yeah.
No, but I mean, I think his last pay-per-view win was like Payback.
Yeah.
And that was when he was a member of the Shield.
With the Shield, yeah.
So he's yet to win the pay-per-view match as a singles guy, and yet the fans are still like getting behind this guy like he's like the best thing on television. I don't know. I mean, it was a funny report that came on C-Scoops about why WWE is not pushing Bryan as like this main eventer right now, and they said it's not because they don't view him as a main event star, it's because after his neck injury, they don't think he has that much left in the tank, and they want to protect him in that. But it's like I hear this story, and it's just like, so your solution to protect this guy is not to give him a one-on-one match with anybody. No. Throw him in a 7-man ladder match. Now, that being said, Bryan didn't really take a whole lot of bumps in that ladder match. Like, if you think about it, he was probably the most protected guy in that ladder match.
Right, yeah, he didn't.
So maybe there is truth to that story there.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I thought the ending first was ridiculous when Bryan and Ziggler were just headbutting the hell out of each other and stuff.
Like 50 times.
Because it looked ridiculous at a point. Until I watched it like a second time and I noticed this giant red mark on Bryan's forehead, and I'm like, holy shit, those guys were actually headbutting each other on top of that ladder multiple times.
Yeah.
Because some of them like look like, it's almost like when you have a guy slapping somebody a gazillion billion times. After a while, it's like, okay, my believability is now going out the window here. I can't even believe these guys are beating each other up anymore.
Keep headbutting each other.
So, but no, I mean, I see Bryan winning, and he has like this giant red mark lope on here, as if his forehead's been for like war or something like that. So, nope. So Bryan wins. He's the Intercontinental champion. So. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where they're going here. But it did make me intrigued by the main event later on, though, and so on. Yeah,
it was weird. Like a little later too, they had Bryan backstage with some legends, and they're like, "This is such a this is so great," and they acted like it was such a big deal, and it's like David Bryan is
the showcase of that moment.
More
the showcase of that moment was you had Bret Hart doing the yes chant.
Yeah.
Because Bret Hart's like this. You ever see Bret? He's like this very serious guy in that. He's like a very serious guy when he's. And so on. So him doing this yes chant, like losing it. Yeah. Look, I think Bryan's time of his life probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I can say is this. I mean, because I picked Bannies Barrett here. It's like hopefully he's not as booked as a loser like the last champion was.
Yeah.
So Bryan retains. Next match is Rollins and Orton.
Second.
I'm gonna just go on a limb. I think
that might have been the match. Yeah.
I think this was the match of the night.
It was. Yeah. I mean, it was two good workers, obviously.
Yeah. Well, Rollins is good at everything he does. I mean, I'm convinced that there's nothing this kid can't do wrong.
Right.
I mean, the guy's a hockey puck for crying out loud. He can just he'll just bounce off anybody really that you foam against. Not to mention that finish.
The finish was awesome. Yeah.
I mean,
going for the curb stop, and then he gets.
Well, here's the thing too. He actually got on Orton's head. Looked like he actually jumped off. Yeah. And he got airborne, and Orton just carved him down.
Obviously they had to do some practice to get that.
Orton did say that he felt very confident about stealing the show because he said he's working with one of the best workers CEOs in the company right now in Rollins. So Orton. I think they did. I forget steal the show. I think that was the best match of the night.
Yeah, I would probably. I was thinking the same thing.
Easily one of the best finishes to a match of the night.
Definitely. Yeah.
Everybody was just they could have the air that Rollins got.
Yeah, another RKO out of nowhere, kind of.
Well, the match was over and that happened there. I mean, as soon as he had hit from that height, everybody knew. Right. Yeah. That's what Rollins has done. Yeah. So it wasn't bad.
Creative work.
I was shocked by how long the next match was. Then they did Triple H staying as the third match in the card.
I was a little surprised by that.
So we have these entrances here.
Yeah.
Sting has these Japanese drummers pretty much.
Percussionists and
I don't understand what does that do with Sting character.
I didn't totally understand.
What's even weirder was that Sting came out and there was no ring introduction for him. He just came out.
Yeah.
So then we get the Triple H's entrance. Now, I had mixed reactions. Some people say it looked pretty awesome live still. On television, I don't know. It came across as goofy to me.
With the Terminator.
I think maybe if there was no sunlight, it could have looked better in that. Yeah. But it's like you had all these Terminators coming up. Yeah, the Arnold spot was kind of awesome in that. But Triple H, I don't know. Triple H just looked ridiculous in that costume.
Yeah, I don't. It was a little too.
And he's like, and he's like being handed like these heads of Terminators and that. And he, for some reason, just lifts them up, then he throws them out, and I don't know. I mean, so the match itself. I mean, honestly, it wasn't a bad match.
No, I thought. I mean,
Sting looked like a pretty damn good shape for a guy in his 50s.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking.
You're talking. Yeah, I mean, you're talking guys. Where you combine both of their ages, it's almost adds up to 100 almost.
So I don't know. The match wasn't bad. We then get to, of course, the run-ins. Then.
Yeah, all kinds of run-ins.
So first we have Sting blocking him in the Scorpion Deathlock. And all of a sudden cue DX's music, which, first I'm kind of like, okay, well that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So.
Because it was in the.
So
DX. They made it no disqualification, obviously.
Yeah, well, but. I don't believe. I believe that's the first time they ever mentioned that.
That's what. Yeah, that's the.
I mean, they kind of had to since you had these guys teasing each other using a bat and a sledgehammer at some point. Yeah. So you kind of had to make it another DQ. But actually, the funny thing is they had Charles Robinson as the referee here, and Charles Robinson was a WCW referee, which just made this whole thing even more like Flashback City, pretty much. So DX comes down, and you see Billy Gunn, X-Pac, Road Dogg. They come down. And Sting kind of beats him up, but very soon the numbers catch up in that. Yeah. Also, the NWO's music theme that pops on, and immediately I'm just like, is this Back to the Future? Did somebody like jump like? Is this like 1999, 2001 all of a sudden now? Because all of a sudden we see Hall, Nash, Hogan come down. They all three were at the Hall of Fame last night, so. Cause, and I'm not gonna lie, there was a part of me thinking after DX came down, like, let's see, Hogan, Nash, and Hall were at the Hall of Fame. This just would be a weird spot to have the NWO come down. So the NWO comes down, and they walk down because these guys were just so old. But I mean, there was spot. I mean, Hogan took a spot. He let X-Pac throw him into I mean, X-Pac of all people, first of all. But Hogan let X-Pac throw him into like a pole. Hall got dumped by Road Dogg on the concrete floor. Yeah. Nash let Billy Gunn tackle him pretty much. I don't know. I mean, it was Then you have Shawn Michaels coming in at some point in the match as well, wearing a DX shirt. I don't know. I mean, it also confused me a bit about this whole feud then. Yeah. Because the way you heard the way Triple H was having this up was this is the last guy from WCW and so and that, and apparently not. But then Sting comes but Sting's last promo was saying this is not about WCW WWE. This is about me giving Triple H his comeuppance. He even said, the man himself even said that in the final weekend ad, but no, so I don't know. He said then they had the sledgehammer come in, and then the baseball bat. Yeah, that duel. Then the baseball bat breaking the sledgehammer. Yeah. But then in the end, Triple H hits Sting with the sledgehammer and pins him. Yeah, the smaller yeah. So everybody shocked. I just assumed Sting was going to win here because why give it to Triple H? Exactly. What was even more weirder was that they shook hands after the match as well on that. Yeah. So I tried to figure it out for a while, but then I heard some audio from the conference call Monday with Vince, and they brought about Sting and about his long. What do you think they're going to get a long term of Sting in that? And all Vince said pretty much was, what WWE did was we made this guy who was a nobody pretty much, and we made him a superstar overnight. Yeah, I'm just like, okay, that was just a straight shot at an offhand shot at Sting's 11 years in TNA, which fine. Yeah. Or he just really believes that if you don't work in the WWE, you're a nobody. Yeah. I got news for Vince. Sting had a follow working with WWE. Right, yeah. Well, it's almost like the Goldberg stuff as well on that. Yeah. I mean, Goldberg... They used to sell the DVD at one point with Goldberg, and supposedly he was one of their top DVD sales in that. But even then, it's like... Goldberg was talking about how... Once again, they viewed him as WCW. It was a small pawn in WCW. Yeah. Goldberg, you were the man in WCW and that, I mean, look. What did this whole result show really? That Vince knew was not over the Monday Night Wars. That he won. Yeah. Because not only did he have this quote unquote face of WCW lose to Triple H, he essentially had DX beat at the NWO. Yeah. So he had the top quote unquote WWE stable at the time,
Yeah.
beat up the greatest WCW stable ever assembled in that. I mean, that's really how I took it. I took it as Vince just cannot get over the fact that he beat WCW, and he just wanted to shove it in everybody's face here that WWE is still greater than WCW, even though most of these guys have been have made up with WWE. Most of these guys are going to be either in the Hall of Fame or already in the Hall of Fame. But it's just I don't know. I don't really know how to take it though. But as soon as I heard Vince's comment, I'm like, this is the clear man that still looks at a company that has not been around in 14 years as still like this enemy that he has to conquer, and that still, or at least rubbing that he conquered this enemy 14 years ago. I don't know. Like I said, I remember when I saw the NWO and DX fighting, it was, man, 14 years ago, maybe the invasion angle wouldn't have bombed like it did. Because you pretty much had the faces of WCW against, I'm not going to say the faces of WWE, because God, it was Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac. Here's the funny thing about X-Pac, too. He was actually an NWO member before he was a DX member, too. So, you could have easily did a swerve there where NWO comes down and X-Pac just takes off his DX jersey, so there's an NWO shirt underneath it. So, I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't... I don't know. The match itself wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was all right.
But it turned to Nostalgia City overnight, and it was a cluster finish, but I still don't get over the finish yet. And based on State's comments, I have no idea what the hell they got planned for this guy. That can't be his last match, though, in the company.
No,
I mean, a guy of that career does not deserve to go out like that in his first, So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. But, So then we got to the Divas tag team match, I believe.
Yeah.
All I can say was the right team won.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the best I can say. The right team won.
Yeah.
6 minutes, they gave him somewhat time. I mean, compared to... It was like 30 seconds like they do in Monday Night Raw sometimes. So... It wasn't a bad match, but like I said, the right team won.
Yeah.
They did like the Hall of Fame deal. The funny thing about that was the fact that Kevin Nash had like a look of like, I don't give a shit. Really, I don't care. So we get to Rusev John Cena then. Rusev easily had the best entrance of the show. Let's call it how it was. Yep. He has these cannons. He has
the Russian national anthem.
The Russian national anthem's playing.
Yeah.
Lana's wearing like a fur. I was happy Lana was back.
Yeah.
I was not kind of happy the way they ended it though. I mean, honestly, I do realize Lana's gonna go film this movie at Revenge and that, so I understand that. So they're still kind of vouch why she's not gonna be on television for a while. But I'm like, I mean, whether people admit it or not, Lana was one of the biggest reasons why this whole gimmick even worked to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Rusev here. I think if he doesn't have Lana with him, I think the guy's screwed.
Yeah, she's been his mouthpiece now.
Yeah. No, it's not the mouthpiece. Just the fact that she comes across, I think, as a better Russian than Rusev does.
Well, yeah, and they even mentioned, Michael Cole's even mentioned, well, Russian became his home, and he was really from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
There you go, right?
Even though the guy's like actually Polish and that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what the hell? Lana's a model / actress from Florida. So,
in real life.
That being said, though, at least her accent comes across as more believable than the one guy they hired to be like his Rusev's lawyer. I mean, good God, I don't know what accent that was. So I don't know. Like I said, you had guys marching in Russian, I guess, uniforms, and holding this big ass Russian flag. Yeah. You think it already looks epic already with the cannons firing. Also, he comes Rusev out on a freaking tank. Yeah. And it's just like, oh my God. I'm not gonna lie though, as soon as I saw this entrance in the ring, I'm like, who would have been a better opponent that would have maybe looked better for this whole USA versus Russia deal? Kurt Angle. Yeah. Seriously. At least when Kurt Angle kind of can represent America, he can say like, it makes sense. He was a Olympic gold medalist in that, and he could say like, I'm gonna win for my country again. And, this is dedicated to the troops and all that. Something like that. So Rusev gets in the ring, and all of a sudden we see this montage of America. Yeah. See. Now I did watch the interview that they even showed during the pre-show. I believe was a little bit of John Cena's like interview with Jimmy Kimmel live. Yeah. And Cena's like kind of sort of getting into character. He's kind of like it was kind of a funny promo because he's saying like, yeah, I'm gonna eat bacon before Rusev, pretty much John Cena's dropping any kind of American reference he could think of, in his promo with Jimmy Kimmel on that. Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, at least Cena's having fun with how, and I'm just like, okay, well, that was, I think somebody even said it best when Rusev's entrance happened. It's like, North Korea's watching this possibly and laughing at this propaganda that's coming through right now. That's the other thing too. They gotta watch it with a lot of this pro-American stuff a lot.
Yeah.
If you were to say you're an international company, fine, but I guarantee you, a lot of people you had a lot of international fans who did not give a shit about USA and Russia. So once again, I guess to their credit though, it's coming across more as like cartoonish more than like actual like Russia USA in that, but. Because, like I said, the montage they did for USA, I mean, good God, it had a cornfield for crying out loud. I saw they had Reagan. There was a lot of Reagan. They threw Bush in there.
JFK.
Maybe there was one Obama in there in speech. Maybe they threw Mark Zuckerberger's picture in there. Steve Jobs. Cars, burgers. But like I said, I mean, I was joking with Tyler. I'm like, I thought maybe John Cena would come out on a Jeep, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a big ass American flag to come out to, maybe. Because I'm just like, look, if you're gonna go full American, if you're gonna go full Patriot, might just go full Patriot all the way to the entrance. Then, nope, he just comes out to his theme song. The fans are chanting "John Cena sucks" to the tune of John Cena's theme song. Yeah. Which I think is also very catchy. The fact that someone actually thought about it actually can go. John Cena sucks chance because I could go along to the theme song. I don't know. It was kind of funny there too here because I swear to you, at least once again, TV live events different sometimes, but it felt like they were effing. They were just effing with the audio all night.
Yeah.
Especially during the main event, and it felt like the John Cena Rusev match in it. It felt like they were trying to cover up the fact that Cena was getting a very negative reaction. Yeah. I mean, because there are people live, because there are people supposed to be on TV, asking people who were there live, saying, "We're not really getting any kind of reaction to this match." Like, great, most of the matches were quiet. The stadium was quiet during most of these matches here. So during the main event, he said the main event got a lot of people up on their feet for a lot of times. Which is shocking based on how the main event was booked, but that I can believe that was easily the most active one. But like Taker Wyatt, it was quiet most of the time. I mean, there were spots that people got up and and said, "Oh, that was cool," and, but most of these matches really people were just saying like okay, well it's a match then. So I don't know. Like, so anyway, Cena comes out. I don't know. The match wasn't bad, but it
wasn't great. Yeah,
it wasn't great. I think their Fastlane match was better.
Yeah,
better. I mean, it ran like a better match in that. But there was a funny spot though. It looked ridiculous. No, with Lana throwing a shoe. And I'm just like, really? That's the spot.
Yeah. There was. There's also a spot with Cena towards the end of the match where he did this jump off the spring, like a springboard jumper.
Oh yeah. Well,
and it looked like
into a stunner.
Yeah, into a stunt like that, which would kind of look. But like when he was going to the he looked like he was really trying to be careful. Like this, like he's 60 years old trying to. I don't know if you saw that.
Well, because it was probably the first time he ever attempted something like that. Yeah. So and you're in front of 76,000 people, you don't want to screw it up.
Yeah, it just looked like he was really being careful.
I mean, when you watch the replay, it did look kind of awesome there because he actually did connect on the stunner with Rusev. Actually timed it perfectly.
Yeah, even like Michael Cole, what was this? Was that like a stunner or something?
Because when you watch it in normal speed, and not to mention the angle they showed it in originally was shit.
From there, exactly.
When you see it from the replay and slow it down, they actually look pretty cool on that. But that's like one of those deals here where it's like I'm sure most people live were like.
What exactly?
Did Cena just bump into Rusev?
Was that supposed to happen? But anyway, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
yeah.
No, but it was pretty much a pro Rusev crowd.
Yeah, I mean.
I think someone said. Did you see the one fan though in the front row? He had this miniature Russian flag, was just waving it around in the front.
I think I saw it at some point.
I'm like. I'm like, I don't know if this fan is actually Russian.
Yeah.
And actually believes that this shit is real there, but or if WWE is actually handing out miniature Russian flags during this event.
Yeah.
No, but like I said, there are people like you know, like I heard like we pretty much just they felt like what the hell? Let's just be pro Russian for one night, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the fact though that there was audio felt like screw ups because there were times it felt like they had the commentary so loud during the match, and you could barely hear the crowd reaction at all. And once again, I don't know it's because the crowd was quiet at, but supposedly people said Cena, there wasn't a whole lot of Cena fans in the crowd.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, whatever. I was shocked by the finish. I know some people were mad and angry, and so and so. I was more angry about the whole Lana Rusev thing.
Once I saw her on the apron, I knew exactly.
I knew it was going to happen. You knew.
I'm like,
Miss, there's the spot.
Yeah.
There's the finish there. So anyway, Cena's the U.S. champion.
Yeah.
Whatever that's going to do.
Yeah. The U.S. champ is here. Now is at least how I think it should. You know.
Well, actually, it's a new T-shirt now based on the
belt. On Monday Night Raw.
You do that.
But
in fact, if you see the poster of Extreme Rules, it's John Cena with like an American flag, like face paint, like over his face, and I'm just like, well, I guess that means the Rusev feud's not dead yet. Because what is he going to push this whole American? like once again. Why don't you have this guy dress up as Captain America each night then? Yeah. Like, I mean, you want to go full Patriot, then make him go full Patriot.
You have like Apollo Creed trunks and Rocky.
Exactly, like make him dress up like this American hero then. Because jean shorts and whatever color T-shirt he's coming out to is not like match up what he's saying on promos and that. So whatever, Cena wins.
Surprised, you know.
Let's see where Rusev goes after this here. I mean, once again, I won't know. I'm not watching the product, and based on how Raw went down, I really don't see what's the point. Except waiting for maybe until Mania next year. That's about it. But no. So I don't know. I mean, it was
all right.
We all knew it was going to happen.
Right,
we all knew they were saying Rusev up for Cena.
Yeah.
The thing that I hated was the fact that him and Lana had this argument at ringside. I'm telling you, if this guy doesn't have Lana, the guy's dead in the water.
Yeah, I kind of.
Because here's the thing, it wasn't that he lost to Cena. It was his first loss. He lost the belt as well. Yeah. And then it looks like he lost his manager, who's very over with the crowd. Yeah. So the guy was a super loser that night, pretty much. Yeah. You know, it was he just lost the match. He lost everything pretty much.
Yeah, it seems like he lost.
So I mean, it's very easy to book a style of monster to be very beatable then. Yeah. I mean, no offense. I mean. Umaga was booked the same way until he ran into John Cena. And once John Cena beat him, it's like, well, then Jeff Hardy's beating Umaga. Yeah. And now everybody's beating Umaga here, and the guy's not really an unbeatable monster anymore. So, you know, I mean, whatever. I'm sure the guy had a blast though coming out on a tank.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. My dream scenario still is that for 32, because they're trying to get 100,000 people into the arena, you know, because it's AT&T Stadium. Yeah. There's rumors that they're trying to get any legend they can to come back, and one of the polls they did was they had like names as Goldberg and Kurt Angle were in there, so if they can get it to happen, I wouldn't mind seeing the Kurt Angle Rusev match in 32 next year. Yeah. You know, but I mean, I honestly think the one they're really trying to get maybe for next year is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. Because it's in Texas. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. But so. At that point, it was only 9:30. I'm like, well, damn, they only got 2 matches left. And they got like 90 minutes to kill yet. So then we see Triple H and Stephanie in the ring. And you know, I know people already going, well, it's Monday Night Wrestlemania now. You know, like, kind of. We got good God, we have to have an authority promo even during a pay-per-view. Yeah. More probably WrestleMania. 4 hours, and they can't fill it with match time.
Yeah, but
I knew The Rock was coming out because there were reports he was in California.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw too. I think it was during the Cena Rusev match. Like after, when Cena was celebrating, I could see The Rock's mom in the front area there.
I did no sir during some other stuff too.
But
also the fact they had Ronda Rousey in the front row too. I'm like, they can't just have Ronda just sitting here. She's this unstoppable fighter for crying out loud in that. But So I knew it was happening. People were talking about this, how long the segment went, because it did go.
It was
half
pretty
an hour
long. Yeah, it was pretty long.
But there were two reasons for that. One was because the next match I knew was going to be Bray Wyatt Undertaker, but I'm also like, the sun's still clearly out.
Right. Yeah.
I know it's up on the West Coast, and the sun's not going to be completely down, but I think they want that sun to. They want it to be to be slightly dark when Taker comes out for his entrance, because I don't know if you've ever seen Undertaker's entrance in the daytime. This will look the same if it's like in pitch black darkness, kind of. So, I don't know. The Rock comes down. Stephanie did once again decides to neuter another performer once again. Even slaps the guy. Yeah. Of course, this is PG, so Rock, unlike back in the day, does not rock bottom her ass in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, obviously.
All of a sudden, there was a joke going on there because first he kind of walks by his mom, and there were actually people joking about, would it be funny if Rock actually brought his mom in the ring to beat up Stephanie? Because she is kind of like, you know, like a fan and so that, but all of a sudden I'm like, no.
Just know what The Rock's mom is cooking.
Yeah, but all of a sudden like, nah, this just sounds like a perfect spot for Ronda. He's walking right by Ronda's section in the front row, and they take off with the fans and start a Ronda chant. Yeah. Because they knew it was happening. Ronda has like this, you know, her look, that fight look.
Yeah, that tough, yeah.
So Ronda jumps over the barricade, gets in the ring. You know, once again, I think the Rock, what was like the fallopian tubes? Jump right,
yeah. It should rip them out.
Kind of interesting image right there.
Yeah, it's the right, you know.
Yeah, you know. So, I mean, the funny part was watching her kind of like take down Triple H. That was impressive there because it's I know it was probably Triple H bombing, but like it's Ronda Rousey. Yeah. She probably can really like throw like Triple H down to the ground. I also was laughing at her T-shirt too. I don't even know what she was wearing.
It's
It was an over 9,000 Dragon Ball Z T-shirt. Yeah. It even had the picture for Vegeta on it, and I'm like, wow, must be a Dragon Ball Z fan. Yeah. Corey saw that on the Facebook page, and he's like, it might be a Team 4-Star T-shirt, so it might be, maybe she's a fan of Dragon Ball Z Abridged, which is that parody series they do for the show now. Yeah. But I'm like, Corey, either way, she's a Dragon Ball Z fan. I don't know who made people that wear a shirt that doesn't reflect something that they personally like in real life. You know? So I don't know, I kind of looked at her T-shirt there, but I don't know, she kind of tried to... for a second, I thought she was going to like Stephanie like an arm bar. It looked like, but all she really did was she kind of like hooking her arm in that. Right. I don't know if they botched it at some point and they just decided to like let her go or something like that. But I don't know. It could have been better, the whole Stephanie, because they were kind of hyping it up in that. But either way, Ronda was over. The Rock was kind of still over. There's been rumors about how that they were that tease they feud for next year's Mania. Once again, they need to get big guys in, so for next year's Mania. So obviously The Rock would make sense. Him and Triple H have really never had that one-on-one encounter at Mania yet.
Yeah, and Triple H kind of said how most of the feud, you know,
there's been
favored Triple, you know.
that was him being a heel there.
Well, yeah, that and
I mean, once again, first of all, there were two kind of funny things about the promos that they cut. First of all, the attendance stuff. I can't believe WWE's still bullshitting these attendance numbers here. Because even on television, I could see empty seats in that arena. Yeah. Wasn't many, but still empty seats. And they're like 76,000 people in that. And it's like, someone even, like people who are attending, it's like, there's probably like only 65,000 at the most. But once again, somebody was up as well. It's like the NFL is going to be hosting the Super Bowl next year. And I believe that stadium. Yeah. 76, and they're not going to fit 76,000 fans in the Super Bowl. So once again, it's we got to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, this thing like some people like saying, how does they get this attendance bullshit every year? I'm just like, who's going to stop them? Who's going to come out in this bullshit? Yeah. Really? It's almost like the 90,000 number for WrestleMania 3's bullshit too.
Not to mention the Super Bowl tickets are going to be a lot more expensive than the WrestleMania tickets.
Well, Tyler, they also can't fit fans on the field either.
Exactly.
So they're already at a disadvantage. It's like
for the profit.
It's like who's going to call out? And some the stadium could actually like. It's like, do you think the stadium actually gives a shit how much someone of a former and you think there's no one that made claims that I'm pretty sure there are playing performers for these stadiums here that oversaturate their attendance numbers just to look impressive in that. Yeah. But once again, 76,000 sounds like an impressive number, but 76,000 is a bigger number, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But no, I think it was Dave Meltzer that even reported on. Like, he actually, like back in the day, was actually, like, invited over to Vince and that. And Vince actually showed him the actual attendance numbers for a lot of these shows and that. And the bigger one was WrestleMania 3, because, we keep hearing 90,000 strong. It was more like, I think it was like 78,000 strong in the Pontiac Silverdome.
Yeah.
But once again, it's... They got to go for these records here. They got to show WWE this bigger life entity here. And it's just... But it's like... It's amazing. They always, like, do this. And it's always by... It's not like they oversaturate by a couple hundred or even thousand.
Yeah.
They were off by a good 10,000 over about what the actual attendance was in that stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, it blows my mind. It's like when they gotta lie, they gotta just bullshit as far as they can, I guess. But and the other thing was Triple H just like shot at Sting, and I'm like, didn't you guys just shake hands in the middle of the ring?
Yeah, like the end the war or whatever.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, and the Monday Night War. I'm so glad after 14 years we can finally make peace with WCW and that. That 14 years since the company's been shut down, we finally made peace with these guys tonight. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other, by the way, about Sting losing as well. It's like, he has Hall, Nash, and Hogan on his side. 3 of the most unstoppable personas in wrestling, and he still loses to Triple H. I mean, I'm serious. You got because technically Sting losing is a loss for these 3 guys. And when was the last time you saw Hall, Nash, and Hogan drop the guys like that? And especially when you look at the DX side, it's Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac. Yeah, there's Shawn Michaels there, and he's probably the best guy in shape of those 7 guys in that. But so it's like he had Billy Gunn, X-Pac, and Road Dogg beat Hall, Nash, and Hogan.
Yeah.
Even though Hall, Nash, and Hogan had way better singles careers than any of those guys did. So I don't know. But anyway, so we had Bray Wyatt and Taker.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny though. When I heard rumors of a Scarecrow entrance, everybody just assumed that was for Sting because Scarecrow, his kind of animal was the Raven. I don't know. People said it came off stupid live, but I think unlike the Triple H one, they actually looked better on television.
Yeah.
You had it really felt like the dancers were pretty much doing the best Michael Jackson Thriller. I'm serious because the way they were walking was like almost like Michael Jackson Thriller-esque. And I don't know, it wasn't bad. I don't know, there were rumors. Someone said about how Biker Taker might come back that night, and I'm not gonna lie. Up to that point, I was saying bullshit, but I kind of was looking at the story like I wouldn't mind seeing Biker Taker come back for one night. So when Undertaker just came out to his normal walk and entrance, I'm kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still impressive. That's always the most impressive entrance in the history of wrestling.
Even though it was still kind of light out, it was,
Well, yeah. I mean, once again, you still kind of see the sun setting in the background. So yeah, you can still see kind of light out. But that was as dark as it was probably going to get until the main event came in. The match itself was, but then again, Bray hurt his ankle.
Yeah, before I heard.
He actually had to wear a boot supposedly, and he said he took it off supposedly, and even then you kind of noticed during the match that he kind of was walking. He kind of towards the end of the match he kind of was walking with a limp.
Yeah,
he was running with a limp too. I'm pretty sure even with a sprained ankle, he's probably maybe messed up his ankle more than it needed to be. I mean, keep in mind here, he was not on Raw,
right?
At all. So for all we know, Bray's out of an injury for maybe a couple of weeks or maybe even a couple of months. We don't know how much. I'm pretty sure he aggravated it more than he needed to. I don't know. The cool spot was when he's Bray's doing this crab walk, and all of a sudden Taker sets up as well. That was a cool moment cool, there. The way they caught it. The match itself was,
I thought, I mean, it was decent, I guess, under the circumstances.
Oh, wasn't this? Taker did look better than he even did last year.
Yeah, I thought he did. Yeah.
I don't know what he did. I don't know if he felt. I don't know if he changed something. But obviously he had hair this time. That made him look somewhat better than.
Yeah, a little more hair than usual. Yeah.
Well, he was bald last year.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing mohawks before that, but yeah, this he kind of had normal.
He actually looked. Hair. He actually looked better though. I mean.
Yeah.
And once again, he's kind of still walking. You could tell age is catching up to this guy though still, but he looked in better shape. And like I said, I mean, The way I look at it is he did suffer a concussion like last year. Granted, I think that had a lot to do with the fact he was wrestling Brock, and Brock is just this aggressive beast that just beats everybody up in that. So Brock. I'm sorry, Brock. So Taker wins. I mean, once again,
redeems himself.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't cheapen the Brock loss because as of right now, that's still his only blemish on his resume.
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, to me, it looks like if they wanted to keep him for maybe a retirement match next year in Dallas, I think he can go for one more year yet.
Yeah.
Based on this current schedule as well. I mean, so once again, I mean, it wasn't a bad match in that. So Taker wins, and it felt kind of weird though. It felt like they were kind of. And even then, I'm like, well, damn, it's almost 10:30. We still have the main event yet.
Yeah.
So even when Taker's like doing his thing and there's like some small pyro in it, I'm like. All of a sudden, he gets out of the ring fast all of a sudden. Yeah. And I'm like, oh god, they're behind. They're behind now. They gotta start catching up here. So then we get to the main event. They cut a video package, and I think when the video package was done, it was almost 10:34 then. And I'm like, man, they really not giving these guys a lot of time here. And once again, that might be because stuff went over longer than it was supposed to. But once again, the main event can be a cluster sometimes the way they book these things. So it's kind of funny. It's what about WWE here. You would think based on all these video packages that these are some of the best built matches ever.
Yeah, but
they're not.
Yeah, like if you
WWE is that great at making video packages that they can make almost any feud come across as like the best feud in the world in that. And none other than this Roman Brock Lesnar one as well, because you would have thought Brock and Roman were cutting promos with each other, even though it was clear, it was mostly Paul Heyman doing most of the promo work. So anyway, Roman's theme hits. Once again, it did come. You didn't really hear a lot of boos, but then it didn't screw the audio. I heard live once again. It was just like Cena. There were small pockets of Roman Reigns fans, but it was hatred. It was pure hatred for this man. And like I said, the Brock Lesnar resigning on SportsCenter did not help him in any way, shape, or form.
Brock's looking like a hero as of late.
Well, see, here's the thing there too. It's funny. As soon as we got done taping last week's show on Tuesday,
edition of the Great.
I go to the SportsCenter and I'm hearing
later that night.
Him hype up. We're gonna have Brock Lesnar here, and he's gonna make a big announcement. We don't know what it is either. And hear Brock's like say this here, and it's like somebody even asked like, well, you guys could have kept the secret and that. And Brock's just like, yeah, but the fans deserve to know whether I'm staying committed or not, and. And at the end of the day, I really do care about what the fans wanted at. I was like, Brock is a straight up babyface in this football here. I'm not gonna lie, he's a straight up babyface. So obviously, Brock resigning made more people say there's a good chance they might have Brock retained possibly. Yeah. Rumors of a double turn possibly as well. I thought that was still a long way off because it's one thing to have Roman lose, another thing to have him turn heel is almost like pretty much admitting. The guy was a bust as a babyface, pretty much. So anyway,
Roman,
so I swear to you, Roman's theme plays, and I'm immediately thinking, I'm thinking, well, look at the time here. They could really save some time. They just had Roman come down the entrance ramp and just dish this whole crowd. Not to mention, it's even smart having come through this hostile crowd.
I don't know if you saw, pretty quickly, it looked like there was somebody that was getting in, and he really shoved somebody out.
Supposedly,
of the
way. there was a fan.
Yeah,
and that's what you saw.
Went beyond their limitations.
They supposedly either got in Roman's way down the entrance way.
Tried to walk away.
I think they might have no. I mean like supposedly the guy almost kind of flew a punch in Roman too at that.
Yeah, it must have been.
So it had to be something I mean, once again, that fan has a death wish by all means.
Yeah. Because he's
and Roman did kind of have like a pissed off look on his face. And I'm just like, I really do feel bad for the guy in that, but I'm also like, you can't tell me WWE did not see this coming here in this crowd. Yeah. Once again, the guy was stupid. Right. I do not condone any
punch. Yeah,
fans should stay as fans.
Right.
If you want to boo the guy, fine, but never don't because once again here, I mean, I see how Roman feels in that too. What if the guy had a knife? I mean, I'm sure Roman has taken self-defense courses in that. I'm sure definitely when he went for a crowd, he was told what to do in certain scenarios in that. But I'm like, what the guy had a knife for crying out loud.
Yeah, not only that, there's like 6 or 7 security guys.
All of a sudden, his entrance felt like Bill Goldberg's entrance because you watch Goldberg entrances back in the days. He'd have like 20 police officers escorting him down to the ring.
I mean, obviously,
but that was also done for Goldberg to make him come across as like this big main eventer here. For Roman's sake, it was security reasons.
Right. It makes sense.
But you see all these security guys. I saw like 4 actual police officers.
Yeah, they did look. Yeah, they look like.
I mean, but you saw security police. They were making sure that aisleway was clear.
Yeah.
Then not stop some guys from flipping the bird clearly in his face and that. I mean, there was one which was Roman clearly saw it directly in his face. But to his credit, he was getting psyched up in that.
Yeah.
But like I said, on television, it came across like there was zero reaction for this guy. But supposedly live, he was the most hated guy in the arena. Yeah. So Roman gets to the ring, and I think by then it's like 10:37 then. So I'm like, okay,
long way to go down that aisle.
Yeah. So yeah, I did feel a bit bad for Roman to give him pyro too. He does the Superman punch to the ground.
That was that was pretty cool.
There was once again
the camera.
Nobody tops WWE with production value sometimes, especially during Mania.
Yeah.
So
even though we'll get to the results later, but it was a nice touch. I mean, it was like it was a cool circumnavigating.
So Brock comes out. Of course, he gets a hero's welcome.
Yeah.
He actually runs out from the curtain, like you actually see him like running out, and it kind of like he's going back and forth, like he's got his game face on. You can tell. It's kind of funny. He does the bit, and people were expecting pyro. And all of a sudden the pyro comes up. So I don't know if that was planned because it was bigger pyro, and the way I could see the way they were standing when he did it. That maybe that endangers Brock and Heyman maybe. But even then, it's like all of a sudden it's like pyro came up. Then Brock, does his usual. He jumps in the ring.
Yeah.
Does this incredible vertical leap, and pyro goes off in the arena then as well. They had Paul Heyman do the ring introduction, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
But even then, so I think the bell rang, and I think it was like almost around 10:40, 10:41, and even then I'm like, okay, well, they might have a good 15. So here's the thing that I was getting worried about. I'm like, most pay-per-views, they usually got to like end this thing around 10:50.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 10:50, 10:55.
Yeah.
Usually you don't want to end it right at 11 because usually after 11 o'clock, most of these cable companies they usually cut off the pay-per-view feed. Now, granted, I guess for the network those people be fine. But if you're watching a normal pay-per-view, I would have been shocked. Some people like saying, "Oh God, this would be Halloween Havoc over again when the pay-per-view feed cuts on us all of a sudden because they went over 11 past 11." So the match itself was not really a match.
It felt a lot like the one with Cena at SummerSlam.
Pretty much.
Brock Lesnar was saying suplex
city bitches.
Yeah.
It actually got picked up on camera.
And then Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole were
it's like Suplex City there,
and we
can't say the other one. Supposedly there were people that saw it live, and there was a Suplex City chant that started because they didn't hear it like we did on television, but they pretty much could word out that he was saying Suplex City. They didn't really pick up on the bitch part until you watched it on television. So once again, there's always a difference between television and live event, watching something live sometimes. So once again, Roman comes. Well, actually, the way they do is Roman start off very aggressive in that.
Yeah.
Like he actually cut open Roman Brock in the beginning.
You could see the next time on roll too. There's marks on Lesnar's face, but
I will say this too. Both of those guys were wrestling stiff.
Yeah.
I definitely it definitely came across as Roman was getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, exactly.
He was getting. I felt more brutal than Cena did. I'm not gonna lie, it did.
The thing was though,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. There was like almost a part of me almost like, well, damn, they don't have Roman win here.
Yeah.
He's gonna look very bad. Yeah. But even then, I'm like, if he just hits his Superman punch and a spear though, it's like that's really not the best way to have this guy.
Cena 2.0.
But
that'll make things.
No. All he's doing suplexes, and you have Paul Heyman yelling the number on the outside. To get some fans counting along as well. All of a sudden, they get to the point, and they get to Brock hits the third F5 in that, and even then, I think at the third F5, I'm like, okay, the match has to be over now because I'm like, Brock hit 3 F5s on Taker, and that was the beat Taker. Yeah. I'm surprised nobody even acknowledged that on commentary.
I was.
If you would at least put Roman over to the people that like the guy, they could say, "Well, Roman kicked out 3 F5s. This doesn't even take a credit you do last year in that." You know. So Brock, of course, gets pissed off then. Because most of the match he's smiling. He's and even they had like Roman smile as well.
Yeah, like he was just taking the pain. He was enjoying the pain.
He was enjoying the pain.
Yeah.
I mean,
which I thought that could backfire too.
Yeah. But no. So all of a sudden they had Brock. They were teasing him. He was going to throw Roman into the
ring post.
The ring post.
Yeah.
They end up throwing Brock in. Brock starts bleeding. There's people saying that was done the hard way, which means Brock did not blade.
Right.
I could see though how Brock could have bladed slightly a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, I don't. Kind of impossible, also, but it was kind of possible as well because at that point Brock took off his gloves. So if he was going to hide any kind of blade in there to potentially bleed, it would have been in there. Because unless he had something in his forehead, in his hand, and he had like a fist, and all of a sudden he like did this maybe.
Yeah.
But he also had bare hands at that point there. But anyway, Brock starts leaking like a faucet, kind of.
Yeah.
So also there were some people in attendance going, "Oh God, here comes the finish," which nobody wanted to see happen. So Roman hits the Superman punch. Brock. I'm gonna say, not gonna lie, Brock sold it well, but also Brock not going down was very impressive as well.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah.
Roman does it again. I think the third time he finally gets him down. He hits a spear. Immediately then he goes up for a second one. 1, 2. Brock kicks out. Then Roman set up for another Superman punch and. He actually like jumps up in the air and he did what almost like what Rollins did. He kind of like jumps up high because he's trying to get like high elevation and Brock catches him. And all of a sudden people are like, holy shit, this might be the finish for Brock. And he hits the F5 and all of a sudden Brock doesn't go for the cover. They play it off as if he hits it, but he ends up like going further away and that and so on. Even then I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. There was even me thinking because what did I tell you? Because you said as soon as Brock made that announcement that you switched from Roman to Brock.
I figured, yeah.
And I said I'm still gonna go with Roman because once again to just here's the problem with Brock retaining, and there's no cash in. Where's the leave Rollins then?
Yeah.
Because Brock's still working a limited schedule for the next 3 years, which means next time we might see him at SummerSlam maybe. Rollins has that contract till June.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to cash. I guess he has to go to Brock's cabin in Dakota maybe at that point to try to. Because I don't know what happens when he gets to June. I'm pretty sure once you reach that point, you use your contract, it's expired, which would just be stupid then. Yeah. But then again, it's like So I knew they had to do a cash in.
Something would eat.
If Roman's not winning, there still has to be a cash in. But even then, I'm like, I could see Roman winning here, but he's taking such a beating that this is perfect for Rollins to cash in. But then I'm seeing, Brock get beat up too. And I'm just like, they could easily do a cash in with both guys. Like, great. There were some people that said having Rollins come down with 2 guys still in the ring is stupid and make it true for because then it's like, well, tell me then you got to fight 2 guys instead of 1 guy, and But anyway, so as soon as it happened, I'm like, this is perfect for Rollins. And all of a sudden, as soon as I was thinking that Rollins music hits, he comes running like a bolt of lightning, pretty much. Like he's wasting no time. Heyman's reaction's perfect because he knows what's happening. Yeah. Heyman, Rollins catches in. They change to a triple threat match all of a sudden. He quickly dispatches of Reigns. Then he quickly curb stops. I'm not gonna, once again, Brock does a curb stop better than some other guys in the roster do. So, but then again, Rollins is pinning him away. Because he needs a second one because Brock still and almost like the Rumble, Brock kind of picks him up. Looks like he's gonna F5 him again. But even I'm like. There's like some people saying like, okay, I know for a fact Reigns is going to spirit Brock. The question is going to be, is this how Reigns is going to win the belt? Then. All of a sudden, Reigns comes in, spears Brock. So Brock's automatically out of the equation then. Yeah. Brock moves out of the ring then. All of a sudden, Rollins, who lands on his feet and hits the curb stop on Reigns. Yeah. And all of a sudden I'm like, wow, this is interesting now.
Oh my God!
Rollins kind of like, some people also said that you can kind of see if you freeze it down that Rollins kind of like is wording to Reigns like, thanks so much, man, for this moment here. Yeah. And so, because obviously,
it's a big deal
to win your first championship period, but I'm sure winning it at Mania. Yeah. And we're probably, you didn't even the plan, you can't tell me this was plan A from the get-go. Yeah. They called an audible at some point here. Yeah. And, from Reigns could have, Well, I should say, I think at the end of the day, I think Reigns is still a company guy. I doubt Reigns was fighting it, or Reigns had enough power backstage now to fight to keep the plans the same, and I'm just saying, well, it's just the marks anyway. What does it matter? There, but no. So, but I mean, so obviously though, having Reigns have Rollins be the first guy of the Shield to win the belt, everybody thought it was going to be Reigns doing it. Which
is fine. Yeah, I mean that was the thing we were wondering about.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, they even have another title on like promos and that. I think even while doing on NXT program, it's like, Reigns might be the first NXT alumni to win the big one finally. And that, and there were some people like I remember already like criticizing when they made that statement. They were saying it's like, well, tell me Roman wrestled during FCW and not really during NXT a whole lot. So you couldn't really say he's at the end of the day, they don't really care. They said. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, that wasn't the case. Rollins is the first NXT guy, and here's the other thing about Rollins: he was the first NXT champion. Yeah. He won a tournament to become the first NXT champion. So the first NXT champion is the first NXT guy to win the big one. Yeah. So Rollins wins. He looks like he is happy as hell. There's actually a meme on where they show like him kind of like he's holding it up and he has his mouth wide open, like he's shocked in that still. You can't believe it. And there's like a meme there saying like, I can't wait to get home and take a nude photo with this thing around my waist now. Yeah. So obviously the nude tweet still pretty hot on the internet. The massive pyro that always goes off the mania ends. You see Rollins trying not to cry. Like, you kind of see tears in the guy's eye. And like I said, part of that's him playing this heel dickish character. But it's like the guy's deep down is like this is the greatest moment of my life, pretty much. Yeah. It's not gonna get any better than this. Yeah. So like I said, I figured there's a chance Rollins would win. That was not even something I even thought of there, because once again, it's kind of done on Rollins' part when you got two guys. But then at this point, it's like, well, the two guys beat the hell out of each other too. They're kind of both out of the equation in that. So I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't a bad finish to Mania.
Right, and not only that, of course, Reigns took the pin. Lesnar did not. So that's
Reigns still
leads us to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, Reigns still looks strong. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lesnar looks strong. Reigns. Yeah, I mean, once again,
I think they.
I don't know. This is gonna. Well,
a little hesitant right now on them, I think.
Well, obviously there's that, but I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna quell the haters of Reigns. I think if anything, this might even feed them more by saying, so I guess they really not have faith in this guy to win the big one yet, because. I'm not gonna lie, despite this result, he still got booed out of the building on Raw the next night. And that was the same fans pretty much. So anyway, we go to Raw. Opens up with Lesnar's music.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah, Lesnar, no shirt. It looks like he's ready for a fight.
He's ready for a fight.
Picking up where things left off. And Paul Heyman sounded like, he was losing his voice.
Yeah.
But still delivering, usual, kind of pointing out the whole thing. Lesnar wasn't pinned, and he's invoking his rematch clause.
Does the rematch clause? It's still still cannot never explain to me the whole point of the rematch clause, but it does exist. So
Stephanie McMahon comes out.
Stephanie comes out, and once again trying to neuter Brock Lesnar, like she does to every male. Once again, Stephanie's one of the best booked characters on television here. I swear to you, no man stands a chance. Not even her husband, I bet. Yeah. Trying to go there. It's like these guys, as soon as she comes out, their balls are gone.
Right, yeah.
They cannot talk back to Stephanie. Although, Lesnar kind of towards supporting the show, kind of restarting the show, at least some kind of form of balls, at least. So, anyway, once again, I don't know, Brock looked, the fact that he had scars from last night
that looked pretty cool.
Looked pretty cool as well. So then we had Bryan against Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. Once again, it's kind of funny there. Brock Lesnar invokes his rematch clause.
Yeah, they put
Bad News Barrett though does not, because keep in mind, it was Ziggler and Bryan for the championship. Keep in mind, those two were the final two guys in the ladder match, and that which once again makes Barrett
or the two guys that were gonna
Well, they were the final two guys in the ladder match though. I mean, after Bryan got rid of Ziggler, that was it. Nobody was gonna stop him.
Yeah.
Well, once again, it makes Barrett like more of a loser, pretty much. So Barrett comes out. So Barrett does not even have a rematch clause either, but he's on commentary at least for the match. At least he's involved in this thing. Bryan wins clean. Barrett comes in and beats them both guys. And all of a sudden, who I figured was going to come back anyway during Raw eventually, Sheamus with a new look.
New look, yeah.
Looks slightly made more ridiculous.
He's got
than
like
that.
this mohawk and these like, and people were chanting too, like you
You're
look stupid.
stupid.
I think it's all right. I think it's.
He's a heel anyway. He's supposed to be
think
getting
it's cool,
He's
yeah.
supposed to be getting booed now.
I think it's nice that he kind of has like a different look now.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's. Well, here's a funny story here. I don't know if I ever told you this story here, but it's about John Cena. Cena. It's kind of a funny one. Because, you always hear Cena say, I'm never going to turn heel, even when the company says I'm not going to be the face of the company anymore. I'm never going to do it because of all this. Well, it was, I think, I'm trying to think who the wrestler was. He used to work in development. I'm trying to think who the guy. Oh, might have been Chris Hero. Hero there, who I think thinks WWE name was Cassius Ono, I believe was his name. But he said about how it was either 28 or 29. It's pretty much when he was feuding with The Rock. There were plans at one point to do a John Cena heel turn. Yeah. And John was all aboard. So on board, he actually went to a what do they call it? like the people that actually like sew up these things like clothes and that like a teamster or something.
Whatever.
It's called team. But anyway, and he actually because obviously once again I even told Corey is like Cena turns heel, he's got to ditch the jean shorts and these t-shirts because nobody's going to take this guy serious as a bad guy then. He's like a bad guy. And he was actually going to supposedly wear wrestling trunks, like actual wrestling trunks in that. Well, of course, WWE got cold feet. Like, I'm pretty sure most people figured they were. But, so Cena only spent money on these wrestling trunks for this turn, which never actually happened. And he's even talking to WWE. He's like, I just spent my own money to change my look here for this eventual heel turn, and you guys change it all of a sudden. So Cena supposedly, and this is kind of where I guess you could say, because some people say, well, how do you know Hero's not full of shit pretty much? Well, A, he worked there, and B, because Cena, he already invested in these trunks here. Yeah. Well, he can't use them, obviously, because he's staying face. So he said, you know what? Give them to some guy down development who maybe needs wrestling gear. Because, these guys don't get paid a lot down development. And, even during the indie scene, these guys don't make big bucks either. So, like I said, it actually kind of a nice story there, too. Because, the way Hero described it, he was kind of actually putting Cena over as like a guy that actually cares about the young guys down there and so on and that, So, it was kind of a nice story, but it's like, it makes sense. And, like, even with Sheamus, it's like, his old look was just straight up babyface, pretty much. So he had to do something. You can't just say I'm a bad guy. You actually got to change your look here. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like can you imagine if Bradshaw did not turn to the JBL character but still turned heel? Yeah. Would that have gone? I mean, granted, it's still viewed as a failed championship run anyway on SmackDown, but I think at least the JBL character had a shot at being a bad guy. Yeah. The Bradshaw drinking guy had no shot. I mean. It seemed like Austin, too. I mean, Austin tried to do everything opposite of what Austin did. Granted, he still came out to the same theme song, still was drinking beer, still, he said he was still Vince's best buddy, though, instead of his enemy. That was really the only thing different about the character. He was kind of a pussy then, too. Yeah. But he really didn't change the character there. So I give Sheamus credit. At least he changes with the character when his character evolves in it. I mean, it's smart on his part, I think. Yeah, but no. So Sheamus is heel. Yeah. See where he goes.
Obviously they've needed heels lately, so that helps the heel.
Especially since now one of your biggest heels is a babyface now, pretty much.
Sort of, yeah. I guess it's
at
least
we'll get to Brock later on. I think it wasn't clear during the beginning. I think towards his segment in the middle of the show, it's clear the guy's a babyface now. So let's see what else happened. Well, Mizdow won. Yeah. He actually came out to Miz's theme there. So I guess maybe the gimmick now is that he can do Miz better than Miz can play Miz. Yeah. So, whatever. Good luck with that. Yeah. Let's see. Cena open challenge to Dean Ambrose.
Yeah. Which, an open challenge to anybody. Dean Ambrose comes down, and they had a pretty good match, I guess.
Yeah, they did.
Probably better than the one with Rusev the night before.
And Ambrose actually locked in the STF, and actually locked it in too. He actually,
you could tell. Yeah, it looked like he was actually trying to really wrench it.
Yeah, like, hey, it's just like Austin said on his podcast to Cena, dude, you gotta crank that shit up. Yeah, I mean seriously, watch it. Yeah. He's at the time that he says, dude, you gotta that STF, dude, you gotta really crank that shit up, man. It looks so fake on the whole point of wrestling is to at least make like that you're beating these guys up.
Yeah.
At least make it believe that you're killing this guy in the ring.
Yeah. And Cena gets the win here, but I mean Ambrose looked strong in this match at least.
And you know what? They shook hands, but Ambrose kind of has that look in his face, like, you know, I almost beat you. I think I got your number.
Yeah.
I think this was getting your number in that. And look, I said this a while ago. I think Ambrose is not going to get pushed until he turns heel as well. And this might be the feud to do it.
Maybe, I mean,
unless once again, unless this is their chance to turn Cena heel, maybe.
Yeah. Very outside chance of that happening, I guess, obviously.
Yeah.
But Ambrose looked good in this match.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we'll see where it goes. And I guess after that, that was the Brock Lesnar segment.
Yeah, Brock.
Kind of towards the middle of the show.
Kind of.
And
so
supposedly they were waiting for Seth Rollins to come back.
So Seth comes down. You know, for what, you know, it looks like he's not gonna be terrified of Lesnar. You know, because the thing about Rollins is that he's kind of been playing up this whole chicken shit heel pretty much straight up. You know, like he needs all the help in the world to help win. Once again, I mean, this is for Rollins. This whole even month building up to Mania has been like the whole like. I mean, he feuded with Jon Stewart of the Daily Show. He actually showed on Jon Stewart's show and had an altercation with the man in that. So, you know, and he was on the Today Show. Because did you watch that funny thing? Like the champion, whether it's Brock or Roman, be on the Today Show. It's like, it wasn't any of them. It was Rollins. And sure enough, there's Rollins on the Today Show, and that. Which keep in mind, that meant he had to fly from California. To New York for the Today Show, which is a morning show. So pretty much, I moved to almost that night. He had to fly over to New York. Then he had to fly after that segment back over to California for Raw that night. So the guy was traveling a lot.
Welcome to the being the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Well, I mean, it makes sense too why Rollins would win the belt. I think also. This guy's pretty much been the focal point for almost a full year in WWE television. Think about it.
Yeah, pretty.
The Shield and now when he turned heel, he was pretty much the focal point on television for almost every feud. You know, especially the Authority feud. He was the main guy then, pretty much. So, you know, Rollins, he's easily been one of the most hard working guys. You know, people say the one problem with him is his promo. I think he's a bad promo guy. I think the problem is his promos maybe go too long. But that's the problem when you play the Authority. You always get these half-hour promos that, and no one. I don't care how good you are. No one can keep a crowd interested for half an hour. Sometimes I think even Rock struggled with that at Mania too. You can't keep. There's a promo should only maybe go 15 minutes. I would say at the most. If it goes beyond that, I think they're just going to overkill the fans a bit. So looks like Rollins is gonna. You know, he's even getting in Brock's face and then, and you know, all of a sudden Rollins leaves the ring. You know, and he says,
I did pull out.
And he says, you know what? I am a fighting champion, but I'm not giving you the fight tonight, Brock. And sure enough, Brock is just pissed. Roman's trying to run away. He can't. Brock tries to suplex him. Rollins ends. He actually like hits a nice insecurity kick on Lesnar. Lesnar no-shows it. And all of a sudden they go straight to his face, and Rollins has a look, you know, oh shit.
So
I mean, once again, these guys have to have this feud eventually, though, too. I mean, if I had to guess who Rollins' next opponent is, I don't even think it's Reigns. I think his next opponent's going to be Randy Orton. Makes sense. Orton pinned him.
Right, and
Orton actually pinned the champion of Mania.
And he didn't even point that out, too.
So you know, I mean, for me, I think it keeps that feud going, and Orton's not going to beat him. I don't think Orton needs the belt really anymore. More, you know, just as much as I don't think Cena needs the belt anymore. Even though I know Cena's very close to that magic number 16. So, but you know, I mean, for me, I think that's the first one. You know, because obviously, I don't know when Lesnar's coming back, but that's based on what I'm seeing. I think that's Ron's first opponent is going to be Orton. I don't know what that means for Reigns. I don't know what you do with Reigns then for a while. I don't try to keep him in the title picture.
I mean, you got pinned. So we'll see.
You know, and Brock does have the rematch clause, and Brock was pretty much a straight up babyface. Because then, first he throws Joey Mercury.
Well, he double clotheslines JJ Security.
No. But then he throws him into the I'm assuming the Spanish announce table. Yeah. Both of them get thrown. I mean, they get thrown. Like
oh my God!
All of a sudden, he shoves he throws the table, the announce table there.
Shoves it. Yeah.
taking out JBL and Booker T.
Yeah. Michael Cole kind of...
Michael Cole's trying to run for his life. Brock gets him. Paul Heyman's reaction to that is also like, makes me think that when they do get this match, that to really solidify the face turn, he's going to turn on Brock, I think. I think Paul's going to come to the conclusion here. It's like, dude, we're buddies, but I also got a job as well here, and you're making that hard now. And it's also like, I can't control this guy anymore. This guy gets angry now and can't control him. All of a sudden, you see the fans going, yes. They want to see him kill Cole. Yeah. Which, once again, that doesn't make him the biggest baby face and the F5s the hell out of Michael Cole. Yeah. Cole actually did get rushed to the hospital, though, apparently. Apparently, he did actually hurt himself.
Really?
Makes sense. He's not a wrestler.
Yeah.
He can try to take the bumps as much as he wants there, but it's Brock freaking Lesnar for crying out loud. Brock Lesnar F5s the hell out of Michael Cole. Yeah. Then also he runs next to a cameraman and says the phone.
Just standing there on the apron trying to get a shot.
Oh my God!
Q Stephanie McMahon trying to tell Brock to stop and trying to say, "Look, you get your title shot. You'll get it. Yeah. Please put the man down." Yeah. So of course Brock does.
Brock's smiling. Brock is smiling like ready to.
F5s him. Then also Stephanie says, "You're suspended," which
indefinitely.
Once again, that's pretty much saying that's pretty much explaining why Brock's not going to be on television for a couple of months, pretty much. Because once again, he signed a 3-year deal, but it's still a part-time deal.
Right, yeah.
As Brock said, it's full-time pay, but part-time hours.
Right, yeah.
It's what everybody wants to work in the United States.
He said that.
Everybody wants to get full-time pay or part-time hours.
Right, yeah.
That's a dream come true in the United States. So Brock, of course, does that. He's suspended, but
then he picks up with somebody else.
He picks up the same guy again. The second time. Just for the hell of it, pretty much, because the guy didn't suffer enough. They do a stretcher job of Cole and this camera guy. Supposedly Booker T and JBL out of commission. So cue Byron Saxton in for commentary for the rest of the evening. Byron, I'm not gonna lie, this was his shot.
Yeah, and it felt like, is he gonna say something here? There were so many gaps. It felt like say something.
So obviously Byron could not handle it because then all of a sudden they had to drag Jerry Lawler out. And
and the thing is, they're not even sitting there; they're standing by this announce table.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like
Jerry has come out to help Byron to try to save something here. Yeah. Granted, it's Jerry Lawler as well. So once again here, even when Brock does anybody a favor and tries to give them the current announce team, they still can get it right.
Backfire.
Kind of backfired a bit. So I don't know what this means for Byron Saxton's career. He really was not doing well out there. Yeah. Granted, he's still young in the job too. I mean,
keep him to interviews maybe.
I mean to be fair, no matter how Cole started out commentary, he was not great either. Yeah. So we still say he's not great. I'm not gonna lie. I think he was better than he was when he began. And he's not the worst commentator ever in the history of wrestling. Yeah. Larry Sabrisco, the guy that got inducted, watch his commentary during WCW. It's not great.
Yeah.
And he was a former wrestler too. Yeah. And also, oh boy, Mongo, Sean, what is it, Sean McMichael? He former player, but he wrestled WCW as well. He was the guy that had his pet Chihuahua when he did commentary. He was a shitty commentator too. It's like, trust me, there's worse commentators than Michael Cole that. But so there was that. I don't know what else happened.
After that, I mean, it kind of was.
There was no Undertaker sighting. There was no. Right. There was a Sting thing on the network. It really wasn't much. All he Sting did on the network was he said he doesn't know what his future holds in WWE. There wasn't a loud Undertaker chant breaking out, and all Sting really said to the fans was, "I don't know, I don't know." Yeah. There were rumors that supposedly at Access, him and Taker did talk to each other in a corner somewhere. So maybe, once again, they need some big matches for next year's card if they're going to actually get in 100,000 people. I mean. Actually getting 100,000 people, and they can get that many people in that arena. That actually is possible. That actually would not be an over-exaggeration of an attendance record. So, and once again, I mean, so that happened. I'm trying
Seth Rollins and Orton backstage.
Oh yeah,
where Orton pointed out, I beat you WrestleMania last night.
Big Show can't come in because God knows we can't have too many. We can't go Raw without those guys having a segment. So Ryback and Reigns were in it.
Yeah, I figured Reigns would join Orton, obviously.
Did they have to make him the surprise partner though?
Yeah, I mean, because you knew, I knew, at that point.
Well, no. Originally, there were some people saying, well, you could do Taker and Sting. as partners. You could do that. You know, I'm trying to think what other guys they thought about for Orton possibly there. But they names it. But it's like first one's Ryback. Okay, I guess he had a kind of a decent performance in the Battle Royal. He didn't win. He got tossed out by Big Show like a sack of potatoes pretty much. But so I don't know. Reigns hits. He's easily booed out of the arena.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing when you're in these small arenas now too, is that the audio, you really can't have the audio.
Yeah.
It's a small arena,
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's kind of funny there too because I don't know, the last few Raws after Mania had kind of like big stuff happen. Oh, she said Neville debuted finally from NXT.
Yeah.
I don't know. He didn't look bad. You know,
Yeah.
he pinned Neville. I'm sorry, Neville pinned Neville. He pinned Curtis Axel, Axelmania. You know, first guy tossed out in the Battle Royal by pretty much the entire field.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know, like I said, I mean, I don't know. After WrestleMania 27, that Raw, they had Rock and Cena announce the main event for next year.
Yeah.
28, Brock comes out and kills John Cena.
Yeah.
29, Ryback turns heel and destroys John Cena in the ring. WrestleMania 30, the Shield turned on the Authority and pretty much turned baby faces officially then. Helped Daniel Bryan out in the end. So this year's finish is Reigns just spears Kane and the babyface team.
As finishes,
Yeah, it felt kind of like a letdown. The show itself wasn't bad. The Brock stuff wasn't bad. The Cena,
Brock stuff was great.
The Cena, it was amazing. Once again, it's going to be why the guy, you know, it's glad he's back for 3 years, but also why we're not going to see this next week.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
So you know. So I don't know. Once again, it shows once again as well. I think the problem here as well is when you rely so much on part timers for Mania, and most of these guys don't show up, or don't do much, and you got kind of a weak main roster. Yeah. It really makes it tough for these guys for the next portion of the year to really live up to the hype. Then once again, that's kind of why I stopped watching so much of the product. Yeah. That. Tell me, I have stopped watching. All I've been doing is really watching snippets on YouTube and that. So, I don't know. Once again, that was that. Enjoyed the year-long experience on the show. I think it's been a year been on the show.
You've been, well, I guess 2 years almost. Because, I mean, I remember it was like July, I think. It was like the summer a couple of years ago.
I'm trying to think what our first pay-per-view was.
It was Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank when it was in Philly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, and like I said, had a network for a full year. I mean, really summing up there, really besides Mania, maybe SummerSlam, there really wasn't a whole lot of events that maybe say, man, if I didn't pay $9.99 here, I really missed something here. Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that's a problem with them. And I got to bring it up as well, also during the college school, they announced all this new programming coming, including something with Jerry Springer, of all people, is coming on the network as well. But apparently these NXT specials now, these 2-hour specials, kind of like their pay-per-views now. It used to be almost like every 4 months they used to do these specials. Apparently now it's going to be every month they're going to be one special. I'm like, so pretty much they're going to make NXT have the same pay-per-view format as the main roster does. Which I think is a huge mistake. You're going to start oversaturating these guys then. It's like, these specials don't feel special if they're done every month then. It's almost like the UFC now. You can't do these special fight cards, 4 of them each month in that. It doesn't make it feel special anymore. So I don't know. I mean, for me, it's just that, obviously there's other NXT guys I'm looking forward to debuting soon. Obviously Neville was the first one. Balor, I'm assuming Balor and Owens are not that far behind. Obviously a certain Samoan wrestler also is going to debut in NXT soon. I might check that out quick on YouTube maybe. Samoa Joe from TNA. Yeah. Don't know what his debut name's going to be. I mean, obviously there's some people talking about how they can call him Joe Samoan maybe, something like that. So I don't know. That's going to be cool when he shows up. In fact, I think even Kevin Owens even called him out in an interview recently saying, I don't care who shows up now. I've beaten everybody there. I don't even care if it's Samoa Joe that shows up. And I was like, that has to be a feud. Because those two guys, they're big guys. They're also very athletic. I mean, those two would just kill each other if they got in the ring. So, in fact, one match I'm looking forward to, and this could definitely happen with Lesnar's 3-year extension. I would love to see Kevin Owens and Brock Lesnar have a match. Yeah, those two guys would cool, yeah. And even Owens said that would be a dream come true for me to get in the ring with Brock, because he knows he gets physical. I can get physical too in that as well. So I mean, once again, it was Mania was a good show. Was it great? Had some ups and downs, but I mean, once again, I mean, it wasn't like I said like, oh yeah, man, I'm really gonna miss the network in that. I mean, honestly, I mean, it's like everything's about. It's gonna be $120 for 12 months in that for 12 pay-per-views. I'm like, do what's cheaper? Just $10 to watch Mania every year. Yeah. It's like, really? Do you have to watch every pay-per-view? Yeah. Does every program on that network really make you say that's must-see television? Yeah. I don't see that. So, I mean, so that's just my review of the network. It to me, besides Mania, I don't know what really is the point of having it for 12 months, for a year. Even at a cheap, affordable price, it doesn't make any sense to me. So, I don't know what that means for network. I guess we'll see in 4 months.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
But I like I said, so that's the end of that. So, I can say it's Tyler, good luck.
All right. Yeah, but I'll keep on with the great wrestling debate as always, and I guess return to the roots, I guess, in a sense. And, So, but yeah, I mean, it's been fun, I guess.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, breaking things down every week, and yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with the product, I guess, and I guess I'll continue to debate it on the Great Wrestling Debate as always, coming up. So yeah, I guess thanks for tuning in, and it sounded like there was like a round of applause there in the background there for a second.
That's probably cooking something.
Yeah, it sounded like something, but yeah, it sounded like a round of applause or something. Farewell for Wayne here for now.
You're probably gonna fall in art. You're probably gonna fall like a fake applause now.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Okay, I'll go on Windows Movie Maker and put that applause in there now.
Yeah, right there. But yeah, so
no, like I said, it wasn't bad. I mean, once again, it's
a product.
It's not fun anymore. Yeah. And once again, I know there's plenty of people who are gonna say, "Well, I don't like the product either," but a true fan would never abandon. It's like, I wouldn't say my product.
Yeah, I mean, you have a right to tone it down.
I mean, but it's not like it's a necessity anymore.
Right.
It's kind of like, if I didn't do this, I wouldn't really even watch it anymore.
Yeah.
There's better stuff on television I discovered too. Yeah. I mean, it's not like Monday nights is this, dead zone on television anymore. Yeah. It's not. There's plenty of great stuff on Monday nights, and I'm not even just talking about Monday Night Football.
Right. Yeah.
Because God knows that's all WWE wants to care about when that shows up again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once again. Don't know where the product's going.
Yeah.
I don't even know critically what they're doing anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they do in the coming months, I guess, and I'll talk about that as always on the channel. Keep things going. So, all right. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to the Great Wrestling Debate, and everybody, I guess, wish Wayne a happy trails from the Great Wrestling Debate, and we'll stay tuned for future episodes. As always, right here on the channel.